Well, it has been 3 years to the day since Russian troops crossed the Ukrainian border, launching an unprovoked invasion of that country. This morning, we are joined by Professor Nadya Foty-Oneschuk. Nadya, how is this occasion being marked?
Good morning, Mike, and thank you for making time to shed light on this somber anniversary. Over this past weekend, and including today, Ukrainians around the world are gathering to not only commemorate 3 years since that fateful day, and of course, all of the civilian and military lives lost, but also in attempt to turn the world's attention once again to Ukraine. Saturday was proclaimed the Global Day of Action by the Ukrainian World Congress, and people were asked to use the hashtag #StandWithUkraine when posting about these events. Locally, there was a car rally of about 200 cars that traveled across the city to raise awareness, ending up at the Ukrainian Museum of Canada for a short program. For the next few months, there is a poignant exhibition on display at the Muzej Ukraina Museum here in Saskatoon entitled Destroyed Temples of Ukraine, which is open to the public on Sunday afternoons. Today, here on campus, the Prairie Centre for the Study of Ukrainian Heritage and the U of S Ukrainian Students Association are co-hosting a vigil to commemorate the anniversary in the STM Chapel at 12:30. All are welcome to attend. And today, the Ukrainian Museum of Canada will be open to visitors from 10 until 4. They are invited to experience the exhibition, The War That Changes Everything, while enjoying refreshments and community fellowship. So there's plenty for folks to take in, even here in Saskatoon.
No doubt about it. Now, alarmingly, and most recently, is the rhetoric, which has changed now from the Trump administration. How concerning is the disinformation that is being spread?
Obviously, it is very concerning as it is predicated on complete falsehoods. This, of course, not surprising given Mr. Trump's track record. What is clear to anyone familiar with this region, with its history, and with its most recent history, is that Mr. Trump is simply regurgitating Kremlin propaganda and doing Mr. Putin's bidding. This comes at a crucial time in this 3-year-long war, as Ukraine relies on the support of the West, in particular the United States. Now, despite the fact that Europe has virtually never been as stalwart an ally as they are now, understanding fully that if Putin takes Ukraine, he's on their doorstep next, there is unfortunately already a history of broken promises and guarantees, and so the uncertainty is very high. Though I do need to say that somehow, some way, Ukrainian will to defend their land and their democracy is still incredibly strong. That word in Ukrainian, volia, is right there in the shapes that make up the Ukrainian trident, the trezub. This strength and resilience is in the very DNA of Ukrainians, and though they are exhausted in every conceivable way, they are not going to simply roll over and give up.
No doubt. Now, what about globally? What can the Ukrainian diaspora around the world, including those here in Saskatchewan, do?
Well, Mike, I think the key here is that even though the Ukrainian diaspora around the world, including here in Saskatchewan, has been inexhaustible in their efforts to fundraise and raise awareness in general these last 3 years, this is a bigger issue. At first glance, perhaps the war concerns only Ukraine and Ukrainians, but I think most of us understand that all hyperbole aside, this is the most important literal battleground for democracy in the world right now. All of us that are concerned for democracy should be paying attention to what is happening in Ukraine, amplifying Ukrainian voices, and fighting the massive and well-organized and well-funded disinformation campaigns that are being waged across our social media feeds and news sources. We simply must continue to stand with Ukraine because they truly do stand for all of us.
Nadya Foty-Oneschuk, thank you very much for a couple of minutes.
Thank you, Mike.